Good. For the next session, we would like to, we would like to kick off our startup showcase. It's going to go like this. So we have, we had over 60 startups that were actually very eager to pitch to all of you, and only five of them AI startups got shortlisted, and they will all pitch to you, and also in front of a jury. I'll come back to this later, for 7 minutes, and then there are 3 minutes questions from the jury, and eventually by the end of the day there will be a prize acknowledgement, and a special thank you for NVIDIA for this particular prize acknowledgement. It's I believe it's a ticket to the Deep Learning Institute training for that particular startup. First, I would like to introduce the judges. I believe they are complete at this very moment. First judge is the Inception community manager from NVIDIA. His name is Alexander Martynau. Please turn around and give everyone a wave. Thank you. The second person is Raj Singh, the managing partner from Vicus Ventures. And then last but not least, we have Gabi, Zijderveld, co-founder and general partner from Blue Tulip Ventures. All right, we're going to kick things off with the first startup. I would like to ask on stage Shama Rahman. She is the founder of a company called Neurocreate Limited, and she will talk to us about Industry 5.0 and Neurodesign, where we enhance health through AI and human collaborative creative workflow. Please give a warm applause for her.
Good morning. Hello. So we know more about the stars in outer space than we do about our own brains. Neurocreate offer a window into our minds utilizing neuroscience and AI in order to spark human creative flow. But what is flow? So can I ask you, have you ever felt a mental clarity when you're in complete balance between your skills and the challenges that you are facing? When you're completely engaged, absorbed, happy, and at the peak of your performance? That's when you're in your flow. But for about 44% of us in the UK alone, we suffer from something called work-related stress. And not only does this cost us in productivity loss, but it also costs us in terms of health, because stress has been shown to contribute to cognitive decline, aging, mood disorders, cancer. Our solution is about enabling you to get into flow states. Now, McKinsey did a 10-year study on their employees and found that those who were in flow had 5 times higher productivity. Gallup related being in flow to higher creativity and never falling ill. And that's not surprising, because actually the research shows that flow increases cognitive flexibility, stress resilience, and mood. Hello. I'm Dr. Shama Rahman, and I'm the founder of Neurocreate, and I have spent the last 20 years in the research and industrial practice of flow states. During my PhD in the neuroscience of creativity, I found a signature brain pattern for flow states. I'm a senior lecturer and innovation fellow in neurodesign that's integrating neuroscience into developing and building ethical products. I'm also an AI creative collaborative designer, and I've been the R&D project lead for creative companies and have been in the creative industries for 15 years. And we are building FlowCreate as a platform that integrates AI and neuroscience into digiceuticals in order to train you into your flow states with different modes. So these are 3 co-pilots that can be utilized together or on their own. So the FlowCreate Innovator utilizes cognitive training by embedding creative thinking techniques into a workflow tool. FlowCreate Zeitgeist utilizes visual neurofeedback in order to enable social flow and connectedness, improving mood for well-being and health. And FlowCreate Sonification is about audio neurofeedback. So the FLTRD Innovator essentially guides you through the different mental modes involved in a creative problem-solving and innovation process. It is integrating the right AI technique at the right time for the process. So for example, at the beginning, we're involving knowledge graphs in order to help you research a particular area of expertise with our proprietary knowledge graphs utilizing domains of expertise in order to help you spark your inspiration. And that's when your brain is in that focused learning mode. In the second phase, when you're ideating and your brain is in the default mode network, trying to find patterns, we are digitizing creative thinking techniques in order to help you find your aha moment. And that is in your insights, where we're helping you synthesize these in a visually pleasing and easy to organize way. And throughout, we have designed the AI interaction to augment your creative thinking process and getting you into the flow state. So it's designed like a workflow tool. You can see it's utilizing ideas, mind maps, mood boards, and takes you from a fuzzy idea into a pitch deck that you can export with your insights, your design assets, your strategies. And it's been designed with that neurodesign into these 3 sections: inspire, ideate, and synthesize. So some of the benefits, I love this, it's like a second brain. That's exactly what we wanted. It gives my mind a little reset, a ball pit from my brain. Another ROI is speed. So normally it takes us a week, but with your tool, I have the strategy direction I can implement after 45 minutes. Neurocreate presents a clear and lucrative market opportunity. So augmented intelligence, interesting to use an AI to find ideas that our biased minds find hard to come up with. And we've done research studies across 100 user trials where we've seen an increase in cognitive flexibility and creative productivity. We've had, in our closed beta pre-launch phase, paid pilots with our design partners across 11 companies, from small studios to enterprise. We've been commissioned by the UK government GREAT campaign, and we've had 3 university recurring paid partnerships already garnering us 50K in revenue. FLTRD Zeitgeist, in relation with a National Health Trust in the UK and an AHC grant, where we've been able to essentially pick these off-the-shelf wearables here, where we can take the data in real time, and utilizing our proprietary AI models, we can classify your flow state in real time and visualize this, as you can see here, between pairs of participants, utilizing this as an intervention. And early pilot studies have shown that we've been able to improve mood, social connectedness, and actually enable you to reach flow states. And we're also currently developing audio feedback for flow states and neuroplasticity. Bringing all of these together, these co-pilots, we're creating multimodal AI models and AI classification to enable personalization, blowing our competitors out of the water because they're only addressing part of the problem. We are building on our beachhead market with our traction within the creative industries, and as we continue to validate on health and well-being, we'll be able to reach a total addressable market of 92 billion, which also includes the well-being in the workplace. Innovator is a SaaS product, and once we actually integrate all of the co-pilots into a premium product, we project an EBITDA of over 9 million in year 3. And we also hope to expand our business model by enabling an API license to our flow biomarker by being hardware agnostic and also bringing in other wearables, so it becomes a software platform for diagnostic. We've raised so far through investment and grants 320K, and we are currently seeking an opportunity of investment of £1 million so that we can break even by the 2nd year by also investing in sales and dev, and also a little bit more of that product dev I mentioned to you, and salaries, because I'm joined by my team, creative director Dr. Oliver Gingrich, who's also in the audience right here, and also other founders and operators, and from industry, ex-Adobe, for example, and also advisors from Google's DeepMind, and ex JP Morgan for Impact. So our USP is looking at neurodesign and Industry 5.0, really looking at ethical and sustainable products. And I'll like to show you how I get into flow.
Sing to myself a song to the sea. Truth be told, I sing to you my dear song to the sea, a song to the sea.
very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. So, great pitch. This is the time for the jury to ask a few questions to make an informed decision afterwards. Stage is yours. We have 3 minutes. Is this working? Can we test the microphone?
Now? How about now?
Yep, it's working.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around how exactly it works, and I think for a potential user to totally grasp it, you have to try it out, and you have to use it yourself and see, you have to experience it. So in terms of your go-to-market, how are you envisioning giving people an opportunity to try it out without committing to a purchase upfront?
So we actually have been going to market with the FLTRD Innovator. So I can show you what that actually looks like. There you go. So we actually offer discounted paid pilots as we sort of, oh, you can't really see it, can you? Can we move it back? No? Okay. Maybe I can show it to you. You can see it?
Okay.
So it's very easy to access. It's a SaaS platform. You can probably see that, right? Looks a little bit like a sort of, yeah. Oh, you can't see it? Now you can see it. So it's a SaaS platform, very easy to sort of access. You can log in and log out, essentially give them a web URL, and we do this via discounted paid pilots. We've been setting up, testing our pricing models as well, and mostly we've been going through with a B2B kind of angle of things. And sometimes they do ask me to come along to do an onboarding and also, you know, the kind of consultative kind of package with it. And we're basically building on how to make this as self-serve as possible with individuals. And we also have a workshop facilitator go-to-market as well in terms of distribution. When it comes to this one, absolutely, yeah.
Hey, I'm just curious about the business model piece.
Yes.
So you mentioned you have about 12 customers, you have 50,000 pounds in revenue, right? So if you look at the average contract value, it's between ACV's 4 to 5K, right? Do you think that's going to be sufficient to scale, especially for enterprise clients?
So these have been a mixture of smaller studios, medium sort of companies, and also bigger enterprise. So we're just about getting into the kind of enterprise space with that, which is why we're offering bigger packages, basically. So yeah, and obviously the kind of pricing is ranging from about sort of, say, £40 per person, which then becomes like a team of 4, and then that kind of gradually sort of scales. And if it's a bigger kind of company, then it comes into more in the region of about £100 per person.
Got it. The real scale is selling into like a Google or a Microsoft as an employee health and wellness benefit from similar products I've seen. Have you initiated any of those conversations with the larger big tech companies?
So currently we are in a paid pilot with Bosch, for example, who are, you know them from the German sort of perspective. They're a huge sort of international, multinational company. So we're just starting on that. So that's part of the whole raise, to be able to have people who are much more dedicated towards that kind of sales and outreach as well.
Got it. Makes sense.
And a quick one from me. I was wondering how much data are you processing, so how data intensive it is, and where are you planning to do the AI, right? Is the idea to do it in the future, maybe already now on device, like in real time, or would you need the cloud and
currently it's
and the infrastructure?
cloud-based. Yeah, currently it's cloud-based. We actually got into the NVIDIA Inception program as well. But yeah, currently it's cloud-based. We've got a number of different kinds of models, from knowledge graphs to language models to stable diffusion. But on the other hand, we've been creating our own deep learning models that can essentially be hardware agnostic with different kinds of wearables. And we're essentially building the whole kind of data streaming to the cloud, analyzing it there and bringing it forward. And all of it's collaborative as well. So we're looking at multi-user at the same time for both of these different kind of co-pilots here.
All right. Thank you so much. Please, one warm applause for Dr. Shama. Thank you so much. Next on stage, I would like to welcome Mindaugas Bruzas. He's the founder, CEO of Leya AI. Leya AI aim to give access for everyone globally for having a personal AI coach, but I'll leave you to it to explain it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please.
Okay, can we switch the slides?
This hasn't been fixed.
I'm not very good in the speech.
Did they have a picture? There you go. Nope.
Okay, and is it in here?
It's already.
Oh, okay, it works.
Works. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the patience.
Hello, everyone. First of all, sorry for my voice. I am Mindaugas. I am CEO and co-founder of Leya AI, and we are on the mission to give access for personal AI coaching to everyone on the planet. So I can bet each of you have at least one item in your New Year's resolution wish list, which is improve yourself personally or professionally, right? And if you want to achieve the results quicker, so what do you do usually? You hire an expert of the field. It could be a language tutor, it could be career coach, it could be fitness trainer. There are more than 30 different types of experts that people usually hire to reach their personal goals. And look, imagine you have the best friend who is expert in all the verticals that you need help for. You have access to him for help 24/7, and it's almost for free. Can you imagine what kind of impact it would make to your personal development? So, by the way, the name of this friend is Leya. So we are quite a big mission, but we follow one of our values, think big, start small. So we're starting from one niche, which is English language learning, and the goal is like to nail it and afterwards to expand to other verticals, ultimately creating a personal coaching category and of course dominating it. And get back to the English language learning, so which is our short-term focus. So if you want to learn speaking skills and speak like a native, so you have few options. You can speak with your friends, talk to yourself, which is boring, or you can hire a tutor. So majority of people choose the third option, but there are a lot of big challenges with that. First of all, there are too few tutors to cover all the demand. Second, they're extremely expensive. And finally, good luck finding a sweet spot in your busy work calendar to have a meeting with him. So actually, we built Leya, which solves all these problems. She speaks with you real time. She mimics all the best human tutoring practices, and she provides the feedback on very granular level, which is very uncommon when you have an expert or human tutor. And which is even more exciting, that is 1,000 times more affordable. Right, you heard right, 1,000 times more affordable. And of course, it's not judgmental as some of regular tutors are. And I could say it works out. We launched MVP a year ago, and we are about to hit 1 million ARR soon. Users speak about us ourselves. So we have thousands of satisfied and happy users from 100+ countries. And of course, behind this success, the main is team, and very competent team that I'm really proud having, including my tech co-founder, Donatas, who was sharpening his AI skills in one of our unicorns, Vinted. And the market is huge. Language learning alone is 100+ billion market, which is big enough worth to tackle it. The business model is pretty simple. It's consumer SaaS subscription model. We have only paid options, 1, 3, or 6 months, and the main acquisition channel is Meta. And of course, we have competition. But the main competitive advantage and differentiator is hyper-personalization. I can share a little bit more what does it mean later if you're interested. And we are raising another round to get to our next milestones, which is 100K paid subscribers. We want to test and enter 2 other coaching domains. We are obsessed with hypothesis and data-driven experimentation. So we plan to run over 100 experiments on growth and product side, launch Android app, and test B2B business model, which right now we get inquiries from enterprises, but we are resistant kind of to scatter our focus, and right now we're only B2C. But we have we see big potential. And with that all, the expectation is to reach 12 million ARR. Yes, so thank you for listening. If you see a fit and want to learn more, please let's chat after the pitch and get us a small gift for the community. So thank you, and looking forward to your questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Jury, I'll leave.
Presentation, amazing idea. I have one straight up question. 2 cents per hour. I would imagine that's a compute cost. So how do you make money?
So if I have possibility, maybe not, I know I cannot turn it. Like we have 97% gross margin. So that's how we make money. Okay.
Your margin is 97 at the 2 cents per hour.
So it's 2 cents per hour is kind of price for the user, right? It's not cost. It's price for the user to pay.
I get it. I get it. So very interesting.
Sorry? No, so it's $30. It's for a regular tutor, right, per hour. And if you take a kind of hour subscription or membership, it's gonna be 2 cents roughly per hour. So that's.
Then you assume that I do 1,500 hours.
Sorry, I have to leave the time for the jury at this point. Yep. Questions can be asked after the session.
Okay.
Please.
$30 a month instead of 2 cents per hour per user.
So again, I just want to repeat, like we are comparing hours with hours, and not 24 hours per day, but the maximum hours that people study. Let's say he would study full time, right? So that's the comparison.
Interesting. So I think your goal of having 30 plus domains in the future covered, it's an interesting one, an ambitious one. What is your data strategy to accomplish that? Because you're going to need boatloads of domain-specific data, and especially with legislation and regulation coming that limits access to proprietary content, what is your data strategy to expand into other domains?
Yeah, it's a good question actually. So first of all, the idea is like to go in this market because we have users from 100 plus countries. So the demand is quite global. So to go after these countries where the legislation is more flexible in that terms. But of course, we previously run a different business, which was enterprise, and we very know what does it mean to be ISO 27000 certified. So, I mean, all the security, data privacy, etc., it's built by design from the beginning. And yes, we collect a lot of data, of course, with the acknowledgement of the user, and we use this data to personalize the content for the person himself, like to get better experience.
You mentioned you're raising a pre-Series A, and I'm not sure if I missed it, but what's the current revenue, user base?
So yeah, revenue, as I mentioned, we are at roughly 800K ARR, and user base, we have right now an active 6,000 users, paid users. We have only paid plans so far.
Got it. And so I'm still trying to be convinced of the edge over Duolingo or Grammarly. Or
yeah, so the main angle is that we teach only speaking part, so there is no option to input the text message. And the majority of users who come and use us, or Leya, they usually get to plateau with other tools. So people who are already above intermediate, and they exactly want to improve their speaking skills. With Duolingo, you can get to a certain level, but then you get to plateau. Another very strong cohort of users that I call them like introverts who don't like speak with other people. They don't like hire, experts, coaches, humans, and so on. And they're looking for really safe and risk-free environment, kind of just explore, learn themselves without any judgment and so on. And that's the main differentiator. And if to speak about other competitors, I mentioned about hyper-personalization. What does it mean? Imagine during the onboarding process, instead of answering like very, statical questions, so there is a conversation asking what your interests, why did you want to learn, how much time you want to dedicate for the learning, etc. And based on that, you would get only information and lessons and tasks that is tailored for you. For example, you like fishing, you like basketball, etc. So you will get only that content. On top of that, when you speak with Leya today, let's say you say, oh, I like basketball, I'm planning to go to the match today. So guess what Leya will ask tomorrow you? When you meet, she will ask, hey, how was the match yesterday? Like, did you like it? And so on. So that's type of hyper-personalization where you really feel like you speak with a friend, but an expert in the field that you want to improve.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mindaugas, for the great pitch. Awesome t-shirt, by the way. For our next speaker, I would like to ask on stage Michael Schulz. He is a founder CEO of a company called Master AI. AI Master, excuse me. Yeah, it's coming our ways. He's going to explain you how he's disrupting the future of AI management talent.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, sorry. This is my computer.
Oh, this is yours?
Yes. Cool. Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Michael, and I'm the founder of the startup CEO and of the startup of AI Master. I'm actually here not to share the product or the info about the company. I'm here mostly because I would like to share the vision. Vision how we think about the AI talent market and how we actually gain talents into our company. So, picture this. You needed AI talent and you need it instantly because how many of you was into the situation that you actually need to fill the critical role in your company, but the recruitment process, in fact, was pretty rigid and it's actually painful. The whole process is long and there are a lot of problems inside. So, as I said, when you need this talent, you need it with no delays, no uncertainty. And AI Master is here because we are able, we need to turn this vision into reality. We match the best AI professionals with your company quickly, seamlessly, and we are not just filling the talent gap, we are actually closing it. Yeah. There's a big problem out there. As I said, the talent gap. The talent gap is that when the companies have amazing ideas but struggle to find the right people to bring them to life. And the demand for the AI experts keeps growing, but the supply just isn't keeping up. AI Master is here to fix that. Imagine a big company that you probably know, with all of the resources to innovate, but there's no efficient way how did you can innovate, because there are no team that can make those strategy and your visions make it real. So we are here because we really need and we want to make some change, some progression regarding that. Our vision is pretty simple but powerful, to change the way how companies and AI professionals are connected. We create a smooth path from learning to certification to career growth, because our platform is always updating to keep up with the future of AI. We are the bridge between education, employment, and turning potential into real-world results. Our certifications are different because we work with industry leaders to make sure that our training matches real job needs. Our candidates come ready to work, not just with knowledge, but with hands-on skills that make a difference from day one. They are thinkers and doers, ready to add value to your business. Yeah. We are made the hiring processes faster and smarter. Traditional hiring can be slow and frustrating, but with AI Master, you get pre-screened certified candidates who are perfect fitted with much less time. It's like turning months of hiring into just days. This is where the magic happens. We use AI to find the best AI talent, because our system does all the hard work, looking at every detail of the candidate's skills and experience. And it's get better with every match, always improving. We don't just find talent, we predict how the growth of the future in your company. Let's talk about the market, because AI industry is booming. It's excited to hit 190 billion by 2025, but there's a huge shortage of skilled professionals. There's a gap that we are closing. AI Master is built to grow with demand, ready to lead the global scale. We're not just here to join the market, we are here to lead it. Okay, so what makes us special? This is actually the pretty tough question, because there are a lot of companies that are focusing into education and the certification, but how we can survive and make the difference in this growth market? We cover everything: education, certification, and recruitment, but all in one place. Our competitors may handle one part, but AI Master does it all. We have built a system that grows and adapts faster than anyone else. We are right partners, the best technology, and the vision that ahead of this curve. So, actually, here's the challenge to you, where you're looking for the best AI talent. You are on AI professional aiming higher. AI Master is your platform. We are not just watch AI revolution, we actually want to lead it. With us, you have the right tools, talent to change the game. The thing is that when you are a company or the candidate, it's bringing the value for both sides. For the candidates, we are able to skip all of these painful parts, like going to the interviews a lot of times. But for the companies, we are also skipping the painful part that with every new candidate, it's some kind of uncertainty that we are actually eliminating it. So I believe that we are in the beginning of the journey, and I want you join and building this future together with us. Thank you for your time, and I'm excited to your questions. to discuss how we can work together and how we can transform the AI talent and share the vision and reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. Jury, I'll leave the stage
Sure.
to you.
I mean, I'll get straight to the point. I want to better understand how this is a venture scale business. To me, it sounds like a staffing agency focused on AI.
Yes. The main differentiator is that we are able to do the hard work of the pre-selecting the candidates, because my background is that I work in consulting for the digital transformation for the last 13 years. So I've got exactly the needs from the companies, the exact, let's say, essence that need to be fulfilled regarding the new generation of the employees, right? So those elements are pretty, let's say, they are pretty similar, because as I just think of the new workforce, new generation workforce, as something like a supervisor of the AI. So we are able to pick those, let's say, the similar elements and create the platform that can make the certificate for, it's not just a paper, but it's actually the gate is a window to those companies. So those companies can just pick up those talents from the talent pool that are already certified, and there's actually no hesitation, because those talents are exactly from, let's say, their needs.
I don't think I have a question, and maybe it's more feedback, if you will. I think in your pitch you spend a lot of time talking about the talent gap problem, and also you mentioned the global size of the AI market. And I feel those are things that are well understood today. I think a lot of organizations and hiring managers understand that there's a huge talent gap issue that needs to be addressed. I think there's general understanding that AI can drive breakthroughs in that space. But the size of the opportunity for that is not the global AI market, right? What confuses me is you haven't at all talked about what you do exactly and how you do it. Yet you say that you have a solution that by far surpasses competition, but you also haven't mentioned what the competition is. So I'm, to be honest, a little bit confused. I understand the problem, but I'm not quite sure how you're solving it. So I just wanted to, you don't have to comment now because we don't have a lot of time, but it's more feedback I wanted to.
Okay, thank you. And I'll be glad to talk about it later. Okay. Thank you.
And a very specific question from me. You mentioned certification and partnerships. Can you name one example of your certification or globally accepted certification in the space, and one partnership that you actually have with industry, so that to anyone who registers as an AI expert, you would say, yes, we have a partnership with brand name X that everyone knows?
Yes, okay, thank you for this question. So the first part is regarding the certification, as I understand. What actually was the certifications are at first divided into the fields. Those fields are then specified by the similar, let's say, capabilities and skills that are, let's say, regarding those specialization. This is the first part. So we are now establishing the partnerships with the, let's say, big players of the NA field that are, let's say, valuable to work with, and let's say collecting from them their inputs regarding making the certification as accurate regarding their needs as possible, right? But regarding the second part of the question, I'm actually now working with my clients that actually worked before, and it's actually the Tesla that's building the infrastructure in Romania. This is the first of my client because they are building the battery rack systems. So I'm actually work with them how we can, let's say, eliminate, because the problem in that company is that in Romania there are no many AI talents that can, let's say, fulfill the gaps. So we are now communicating how we could leverage the way that, for example, this kind of work has been done differently, and how we can leverage AI in that kind of, let's say, new and emerging technology.
Yeah, that's clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on stage, I would like to ask Anke Kuik. She is the founder of FLTRD. I believe she's coming our way. Yes. Let me do. Sure. It is.
Yes?
Please.
So did you know that we make about 200 food decisions each day? A lot of it happens unconsciously, but still, it's a lot, right? We need to make a lot of decisions each day. Now what is interesting is that there is a huge gap when it comes to our daily activities. AI recommendation engines are at the core of a lot of our daily activities. Netflix tells you what to watch, Spotify tells you what to listen, Calm tells you how to meditate, but where are the healthy grocery recommendations? This is a very impactful opportunity because more than 1/3 of European adults have at least one or more chronic disease, such as diabetes type 2, heart disease, or dementia. What many people don't know is, and the good news is that more than 80% of these diseases can be prevented with a better lifestyle. So that includes better sleep, better stress reduction, the right levels of movement, but also our food intake. And there's a lot of power in food, because as we just learned, we make a lot of food decisions every day. And a lot of us can benefit from eating healthier. But identifying healthy today is very complex. More than 70% of the products in the supermarket are ultra-processed. And ultra-processed food is more and more linked to chronic diseases, which makes kind of sense and is no surprise because our body is just not made for it. Next to that, there's a lot of health washing going on, and brands are putting misleading claims, and the Nutri-Score that is quite common now is also confusing as it doesn't take into account the processing of foods. There are also a lot of different opinions, and what is healthy for the one is not really healthy for the other. It's very personal. And last but not least, healthy is often perceived as expensive. Now we have the solution. With FLTRD, you can identify and eliminate ultra-processed foods. With our new app, you will be able to scan products in the supermarket to check how healthy they are, and if they're not, you will get recommendations for healthier alternatives. You can personalize your results based on your preferences, and you can add your products simply to your shopping list or online basket. But there are already so many health apps, I hear you thinking. And you're right, there are, but they're all focused on tracking, and mainly on tracking calories. Very few apps are focused on brand product level. There's one app outside of the Netherlands called Yuka, and they currently have around 55 million users. And in the Netherlands, we have the app from the Voeding Centrum, but the Voeding Centrum gives very general advice, and is of course also not a tech company. So our USPs can be summarized as that we focus on cutting out ultra-processed food. We are a real tech company with our own recommendation engines to be built. And unlike Yuka, we are willing to partner with brands. Because our win-win flywheel eventually accelerates a healthy supermarket. With our app, you are able to identify healthy products that is based on a FLTRD score that has been developed together with nutritionists. And this, of course, attracts healthy shoppers who interact with the app. We get a lot of insights around their intent and around their needs, which is in turn interesting for brands and retailers, who, if we are lucky, will maybe even adjust their products so that we get more healthy products in the supermarket. Sounds good, right? But how do we earn money? So we want to offer our new app for free because we want to help as many people as possible with better food choices. But our premium subscription will allow for custom filters and personalized recommendations. Next to that, brands or healthy brands will get the opportunity to show themselves in the app, because a lot of healthy brands have difficulty to kind of survive in the current system. And we would love them to give the opportunity to get visibility with a super targeted audiences. And last but not least, we see a huge opportunity in partnerships with health advisors and apps. This is a really growing market, and they often give nutrition advice, but there is kind of a missing link between that advice and the products in the supermarket. The opportunity is huge, as a lot of people want to eat healthier. Research has shown that around 45% of European adults want to eat healthier. With a subscription model for a premium version of 60 euros a year, and an average advertising revenue per user of €2, this equates to more than 3 billion euros for Europe. For the Benelux only, this is 316. And we believe we can reach 3% of that, which equates to 350,000 users in the coming years. So how will we do that? Our GTM includes both B2B as well as B2C. And we will focus on health of parents with young kids and health advisors. We will make use of our own network of nutrition coaches, but also of our strong connections in the PR and media industry, because healthy eating and especially cutting out ultra-processed food is a really hot topic. We will do performance marketing. And yeah, of course, I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing this together with Laurens, who has great technical experience within the retail industry. And myself, I have co-founded and sold a company in data and privacy before. So and I also have a lot of experience in international team management. And we really believe we are very strongly positioned to make this a success. Health is the greatest possession we all have, and we are super passionate to help people make better food choices. We're always looking for people to support us to accelerate preventative health. So if you're interested, please let me know. Thank you very much.
I'm ready with the first question. So fantastic idea, I love it. But I want to ask a tricky one, because based on the experience from my experience with startups from other verticals, it is the biggest issue is the data collection with the non-compliant partners. So in your case specifically, how are you going to get the data from, I don't want to point the names, but let's say the ultra cheap brands who would normally probably score quite low on your scale, they, in my experience, they would never give you any data. So they will not comply. Do you have a strategy on how to get that data from the potential, low score brands or low score producers?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, we are very much our score is very much focused on cutting out ultra-processed foods, and that is very much focused on the ingredient lists. So that is important data that we need to get, and that data is quite easy available. So that is our starting point. So there we don't see any issues there, and we do see that it will add a lot of value, because it will help people kind of demystifying like the ingredient lists on products.
So just based on the ingredients on the packaging.
Mainly, yes.
That will be your data.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Interesting idea. I was just wondering, what is your customer retention strategy? Because I imagine if someone has been using this for several months and they might not be educated on what is healthy food for them, after a while they'll have a clear understanding of what foods are good for them and their family and what to avoid. Mm-hmm. So what is your retention strategy to keep those folks on your platform?
Yeah, very good question. And we are aware of that. I do think there's quite a period that people will use the app because it takes quite a while before you learn, you want to use different products. But also I think there are always kind of different issues and reasons why people want to understand food a little bit better. So maybe you are suddenly diagnosed with an iron shortage, or maybe you want to get more energy, or maybe you're pregnant. So all of that kind of details, that kind of filters basically can be used in the app. So I do think there's often a reason for people who are interested in it to keep using it. But next to that, once we have set up the basic, we are thinking of adding different features. So for example, adding recipes, because we have learned from our MVP that a lot of people are interested in that. Yeah, but we want to focus really on the product scanning at the start.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Like most things in tech, the people that need it the most have the least access to it. So I understand if you're shopping online, but say in your real life, you're going to your local grocery store. I'm about to pick up a bag of Cheetos or Doritos. If I scan that, how do you know the SKUs of the grocery store? Like, what are the other products live? And one. And then two, if I'm at a local grocery store, and this isn't a high-end, like, you know, Whole Foods or something like that in the US, the other alternatives actually aren't that much better. I'm choosing between Lay's, Doritos, or there's none of those high-end $10 bag of chips. So that's a second piece of, even though you might be able to flag that it's unhealthy, how do you actually get them to change behavior? They likely can't even afford that bag of chips. That's, you know.
Yeah.
Mostly curious about the first part, the recommendations engine, how you get the data from in real life.
Yeah, so I mean, people can use the app kind of also on their couch while they're making their shopping list. So they just learn about which products are available in general in which supermarket and where they can get healthier alternatives. I think you are talking about real-time data in terms of availability in the supermarkets. That would indeed be very interesting to add, and that will be like kind of something that we will need to look into at some point, but won't be available from the start. So the real-time availability in a supermarket. But we do have a whole database from the products in the Albert Heijn, for example, and there you can check what is in their assortment, and yeah, there they can see the better choices.
Got it.
And the second question, I love your example, because I think especially in terms of the Dorito chips, there is definitely a difference between the processing and the health and the ingredients. So there's definitely healthier options than the Doritos, and often they're actually cheaper as well. So yeah, you will be surprised a bit about the results, I think.
Got it.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We've come to our last founder that will pitch his idea. Hester, Benedictus, I would like to ask you to the stage. You will pitch Lees Simpel, and stage is yours. We just fix the slideshow. Thank you so much. Please, a warm applause.
Yes, thank you. And thanks for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here. I think I have a problem that everyone in this audience recognizes. We all get letters from government, your insurance company, your tax agency, and those letters can be extremely complicated to understand. They're badly written, they have difficult information for you, and even this audience sometimes needs to read those letters twice to understand what they actually say and what you need to do. That's not a problem for this audience, but it is for people with low literacy skills. In the Netherlands alone, 2.5 million people have difficulties understanding written information. And it's 1 in 6 adults. And 30% of Dutch people find government information too difficult to understand. And that's not only a problem, that's a problem, because if you don't know what the letter says, you don't know what to do. You may pay a bill too late, you may miss an appointment, and it has huge consequences also financially, and it also leads to stress and dependence. You always have to ask somebody else for help. What if we could build an app and you take a picture with your phone of this letter and the app gives you a summary in plain language? Last year in February, I was at an AI hackathon and I pitched exactly this idea. I'm a public policy maker, not a programmer, not a designer. But I got this great team together with 3 programmers, one is here, and a great designer. And we built an app, a working app, a prototype, within 24 hours. We won in the category Most Mind-Blowing, put it on social media, and got a lot of positive reactions. Please build this. Would you like to make this for us? So we came together as a team, we developed the app, and we shipped it. Lees Simpel, which loosely translates to read it easily, now has more than 100,000 users, and it has simplified more than 350,000 letters, I think, at the moment. And accessibility is very important for us. So the app is free. We want to reach as many people as possible, and for our users, €1 to pay for an app is a lot. And it's also a complicated thing to do, paying for an app. It's something that is difficult to do for people who also have low digital skills. That's also why you don't have to make an account. We are a not-for-profit. You may find this a bit weird in this context, but we're not for profit. We get our funds from social funds from companies. One of our biggest supporters at the moment is ING Netherlands Funds, which is a major bank in the Netherlands, which has a social funds. But we're still looking for partners. I'll come to that soon. The app is extremely easy. It's very simple. Take a picture with your phone, and you get a simple summary. It can also read the summary out loud, and it translates the summary to currently 4 languages. And we're looking for support. And you can support us by telling other people about the app, particularly organizations that can help us reach our users, our target audience, people who have low literacy skills, or people helping people with low literacy skills to read their mail. You can contribute, and we're also looking for partners. That would be it. Can I?
Yeah, oh.
Can you put? Am I still?
I would like to first prefer the questions of the jury.
Oh, sorry.
And later on.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's a really great idea, and I think there's tremendous use for it. Actually, let me give an example. So yesterday someone was telling me that he used to help his dad, who is not a native Dutch speaker, with all kinds of government communications and writing emails and reading Dutch letters. But now he gave his dad ChatGPT, and his dad is off and running. So what I'm wondering, like, what is your kind of competitive technical mode here? Like, can't people do the same thing with ChatGPT today?
Like this audience and you can probably use, or easily use even at this moment, ChatGPT as well. But our target audience is people who have low literacy skills. And low literacy skills and, are also often low digital skills. Like the people who have difficulties reading can't use ChatGPT. It's way too complicated. It's complicated to install an app. It's complicated to give a prompt. They can't do it. So if you want to call it a competitive advantage, it's our user interface.
But this is an app too, right? They do have to download this, but it's a very simplistic user interface. And
it's basically you download the app and you press a button.
Okay, Thank you.
Yeah, and I am at the Amsterdam booth of the Amsterdam Pavilion. So if you want to know more about the app, please visit me afterwards. And I can give you a demonstration of the app on my phone. But you can also download it yourself if your phone is registered in the Netherlands or in Belgium. So please come by.
Awesome, thank you. If there are any Germans in the audience, I think they would, also appreciate adding a German language there. Yeah. But my question is kind of echoing the one of the gentlemen here. It's a super useful service, but what if there's just one mistake, right? One hallucination in the model, and you giving a wrong or partly correct information to all those people with low literacy. So it should be 100% mistake proof. And can you guarantee that really? Do you do that right now?
I think maybe I only had a short talk, so I didn't include this aspect. But we tell people it's not to replace the letter. It's a reading aid. And the idea is that if you have the information, if you already know what's in the letter, it becomes way easier to understand the original letter as well. So first you get a simple summary. It activates the knowledge that you have of the content, and that will make it easier to understand the original letter. And I think what helps us is that we use a technology, like most language models, are actually pretty good at summarization and at simplification. It's sort of one of the core things that AI models are actually pretty good at. So we rarely see mistakes. What we do see is that, like, if I give this entire audience a text, and I will ask all of you to make a summarization, I will get completely different summaries in different words, and you will sometimes choose to include an aspect that somebody else leaves out because it's summarization. And that's what we also see. But that doesn't make all those summaries wrong. Yeah.
I'm curious if you have any interest in adding voice as well to this.
It can already read the summaries out loud. And we don't use AI technology for that because AI technology is still, in that area, still pretty expensive. So we use existing available voices in phones, just as we still use the camera function in phones. And so it has a voice component already.
Right.
But
that's
part of the
voice prompts for follow-up questions.
Pardon?
Voice prompts for follow-up questions.
That I would find too risky, because I do know that our app is very reliable in summarizing the letter. But if people start asking follow-up questions, I cannot guarantee that the app will limit itself to the information that's about the letter. And that's where AI can sort of start to hallucinate and go rogue. And yeah, that would be a reliability issue for me. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And please visit us at the Amsterdam booth.
Thank you so much, Hester.